Oh my god, it's not letting me tag. Bing, 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 bing. Hello, my name is Gareth Rafferty and welcome back to another week of me being here in Madrid. This week the heat has definitely been turned on for me and my company, and I've been smashing our website, but I've had a lot of things try to get in the way, and so that is my starting point for this episode today.
Yeah.
It's Monday, and the clip you just saw was me on a call to someone who is involved in schools, and this person's in the communications faculty of an academic board that turns high schools into academies. And the reason I had a call with her today is because they are setting up an event in July and I might be speaking there. I am going to submit bullet points to tell them what I want to talk about. They've told me what they would like me to talk about, but then they want me to talk on like a Word document, a few bullet points about specifically what I'll be talking about if I get it. It sounds like I'm going to get it, but they just want to clarify whether I am definitely the right fit, and I'm sure I will be, because I can tailor my speeches to a lot of different audiences, whether that's going for inspirational, I can talk about my journey, whether that's going for more informative, I can talk about social media. And yeah, I'm really excited and I hope that I get it. I'm pretty certain that I will. It's speaking in front of 500 people, and for those of you that know me, last year I spoke in front of 400 people, and so this year I'm looking for a way for me to push myself that little bit further. I'm striving for 1,000. When I get 1,000, I'm striving for 10,000. So I've got a long way to go, but 500 is the way I'm moving forward. So that's awesome, and I can't wait to keep you guys posted on that. It's now Tuesday and it's been 25 degrees today, and it's probably still about 24, 23 degrees outside. It's now 20 past 8 in the evening, and I find that remarkable that it's still this hot. Over the past few days on LinkedIn, today and yesterday, I have been talking about presentations and public speaking skills. And I have been asked, what are my tips and how I get public speaking events, and also what I do before public speaking. So I'm going to start at the very beginning, how to get public speaking events. The way that I've got them up to now is being a little bit out of the box. So I started by working and doing a lot of work with the council here and there. After being in foster care, I did things like interview panels for like foster care positions. I was on training sessions. I did a lot more things that is probably too long to explain. So I started by doing that, and then I won an award, and I also was on TV on kind of local to national news, and that was at my school, basically to talk about Ofsted in the local council. And so all of those things came together, and which meant I got quite a lot of coverage in my local area, which basically meant that the Rotary Club in my local area basically scouted me and said they wanted me to go around their local Rotary clubs and talk. And so I started by doing that, and then last year I wanted to speak to more than 100 people in a room. And so I went to the local council and I was like, I kind of have this goal for this year, I want to speak to more than 100 people. And they said, oh, that's great, we have 500. No, we have 400. They had 400 people. And so I went, I spoke, and it was great. And now this year, I went through my Twitter feed about people that had mentioned my name. I've had Twitter for about a year and a half now, and I thought, what about when I won that award? And so I scrolled through about people that had mentioned my name, and I found 2017 when people were mentioning my name from the award. And so I commented to say thanks, and I didn't have Twitter at the time, but thanks for the mention, it was a great award and all of this. And then they messaged me in the direct message and said, oh, maybe you'd like to speak at our event, which was pretty cool. And so I've just got to send that proposal over in the next few days to do that. And so that's the way I've got events up to now. I believe that whenever you know there are events coming up, you can always message people and ask if there's any positions to speak. And usually the more you speak about your topic, the more people enjoy it, and the more people enjoy it, the more you'll get headhunted and scouted to do more events and speak at more places. And so it kind of has a knock-on effect and a snowball effect that way. So those are probably the ways that I would suggest to get speaking events. You can also do things like Toastmasters, which helps you with your public speaking, and of course you can speak to people like Rotary clubs and go around just to build those public speaking skills and speak about a topic that you're really passionate about. They are always looking for public speakers, so you can always message them and ask in your local area. And yeah, in regards to my rituals before I start speaking, I don't have any solid rituals per se, but some of the things that I like to do is go into the room beforehand when there's little to no people in there, and I just like to feel the room. I like to feel how many seats there are, where people are seated, where the stage is, the size of the stage, where I can look, and sort of those type of things. And if I can, I also like to go onto the stage beforehand. However, sometimes that's not always possible, depending on what time I arrive at the venue and all of those sort of things. Some people find that listening to music beforehand is really helpful. Personally, I prefer 5 minutes just before I go on stage to just be in my own head, feel the room, feel the audience, etc. And that's what I prefer, but obviously some people prefer to put their earphones in, some people prefer to eat a Snickers bar, and some people have their own little things that they like to do. And so the only way that I found that out was by going out and trying things, but of course everyone's different. And now moving on to some of my tips, I have a bundle of tips. I'm going to try and speed through them, but if you have any questions about these, you can drop them all down below, and I will definitely elaborate and give you more information if you need it. So the first tip I would definitely say is start off small. If you try and jump straight into 500, 1,000 people, it probably won't go very well. No number is too small, and just have fun while you're doing it. Learn, try different things, and just enjoy the experience of public speaking. Sometimes it's very easy to get tied up in your nerves, and so just enjoying it and knowing that everybody gets nervous is really, really helpful. Because the people that tell you that they don't get nervous, they are most likely lying, because everyone gets nervous. Secondly, I would say remember your content and know your content inside out. Whether you have slides or not, just make sure you know your content. And also, if you are using a presentation, you are using slides, then try and use images as cues as opposed to words, because if you have lots and lots of text, it will detract the audience from you, and that's where you want the focus to be. You want it to be on you, not have their attention somewhere else trying to read and keep up with the slides. And moving on to the next point, I have a bundle of points, so I'm trying to work them out as I go ahead. I would say if you are getting nervous beforehand, then look around the room. Make sure that you know where you can look, and take in your audience. Sometimes it's very easy to not look at your audience and either look at the floor or look in the corner, but I would definitely say look at people's foreheads, because if you look behind people, then you're not really engaging them as much. So try and look at people's foreheads, but also try not to laugh, because that might not go down too well. Another point I have, which is if you're in a group, if you're presenting with a group of people on stage, sometimes it can be very easy to fiddle your thumbs put your hands behind your back, stretch while you're on stage whilst other people are talking, and that can detract people from the main focus, which is the person speaking. And so if you are on stage and other people are speaking, keep your arms down by your sides, and if you are starting to get a bit nervous or you just feel like you need to move, then wiggle your toes. Obviously not excessively wriggling them, like lifting up your feet, but just wiggle your toes in your shoes, and that should help. And it also stops your legs from going numb, which is also another positive thing. Also, when you're on stage and you're presenting, remember, hands by your sides, but don't try and stay rigid like a soldier. Just relax into it, shoulders back, head up, chin parallel to the ground, and breathe. Breathing is really, really important, and some people don't breathe and they go really red. Another thing I find really helpful is not holding a piece of paper, because you'll end up doing this and you'll fan the audience. Another factor, as you just saw, non-verbal communication also means a lot. When you're using your hands, there are specific hand gestures that you can use to encapsulate the audience. If you're throwing your arms over here and you're throwing your arms over here and you're doing all of this, it gets very, very distracting. Also, varying the level of pitch in your voice, so staying normal and quite monotone, to moving very, very high when you have excessive information to share, just like I have. And sometimes, as I just did, you tend to move your hands, and so trying to hone that in and keep all your arms in is quite difficult, and that does take practice. And yeah, varying your tone of voice to really, really high to really, really low can have that impact of keeping people engaged. I have loads of points that I could share with you. I could be here all day, but one of the things, the final things I would say is that believe in yourself, and also remember that everyone gets nervous, so don't stress yourself out too much. Going out there and trying is a lot easier than predicting what's going to happen. You can think about it a lot, but sometimes you just have to go there and try and fail. I definitely failed. I even got too cocky by doing too many public speaking events previously, and when I came to present in front of my class, it was about 60 people. I was like, yeah, I'll do this, I'm great at public speaking. I grabbed my piece of paper and I fanned the audience. I did this, and the audience could feel the breeze by the end of it, and they were getting a bit chilly. So believe in yourself, you can all do it. And if you have any particularly bad experiences, or even particularly good experiences, or you have any more questions or tips, feel free to drop them down below, and I'll give you all the advice and guidance I can provide.
Look, I don't check your followers, I don't ask for passcodes, I don't be controlling you, but you got me on dad mode. I be trying to help you, maturity will show you. One good friend, but that hoe still don't know you.
It's 1:30 in the afternoon, Wednesday now, and I've been smashing up my website for the past few hours. I've got a call in half an hour. I have a long list of things that I have to do on the website in order to complete it. Things like adding the social media, adding Google Analytics, making sure the text is consistent sizing, and changing the logo to a different version of my logo. And yeah, I've got a call at 2 o'clock, and then I've got another call at 3 o'clock. The 3 o'clock call is to basically have a look through my whole website, pick out bits that aren't working, make them work, and then fingers crossed I can post it this evening. It's gonna be a very hard working day, but yeah, I think it's time for me to get back to it. It's also really hot outside, 26 degrees.
She deserve a song, but our chapter ain't concluded. She has so much faith in me and loves the shit I'm doing. You be shooting shots at me, I'm not sure why you do, when it's clear to us that I believe in you do more than you.
Okay, so update. Wednesday evening, 9 PM. I've been working on the website for the past 12 hours, minus an hour for a call which wasn't based on the website. The second call I was on with Luke Williams, and that call lasted about 2 hours, and It was very intense, very website based. We went through every single page I have and teared it apart to find out how to make it better. And then he's gave me a bunch of tips, and I've also asked him how to do certain things which we spent a lot of time doing. And the website is so close to launch, but it's coming up to 9:30 right now, and I think it's time for me to put it to bed for tonight and whack it tomorrow. Completely whack it out the park. I have this notepad, which has just been my design ideas, my planning. Literally, I have sketches, I have random bits of writing and random image ideas, and wow. So first thing tomorrow, I'm gonna get back to the website. I've gotta change the fonts, add social media, and change the logo, and add analytics, Google Analytics, and then I'm done. It's so close. Tomorrow it is coming out. Thursday it is going down. Guys, it's been a year today that I met with my lecturer back in the UK and said, I want to start a company. I'm done waiting. This is coming out tomorrow.
But let me stop with the questions, let's keep it all the way real. Let me stop with the guess and let me just say how I feel. No screens, no pump fakes or false moves. No lies, no gimmicks, this shit's all true. I speak my mind, and you should too. I might be full of me, you should be full of you. I dream too big for you, I move too fast for you. I'm too high strung for you.
Here at Newfound Media, we aim to amplify? My name is Gav Rafty, and welcome to the next generation. Hi, my name's Gareth, and I am the founder and CEO of Newfound Media. At Newfound Media, we amplify your voice. We do this by giving you more time to speak your truth. So what do we actually do? Well, we help you produce, manage, and market your podcast. Want to find out more? Then check out our website below. Thanks, and I hope to speak to you all soon. I'm just about to post my launch video out on LinkedIn, and I'm slightly nervous. I've just been through all of my LinkedIn connection requests. A few weeks ago I went through and I had over about 150 connections, and now I've just accepted about another 40 people. The engagement on LinkedIn is ridiculously high, so if you are not on the platform, I would definitely recommend you get on that platform. Anyways, I wanted you guys to be here whilst I post the official launch out on LinkedIn and out on other platforms. It's quite a big thing for me. It's been a while since I said I was going to start a company. Actually, it was a year yesterday, and so yeah, it's a big deal. And I'm really excited to launch. I'm also really tired and I want my dinner, so I'm going to get to it. Okay, here we go. Let's start by uploading the video, which should be in my downloads. Hi, my name's Gareth, and I am the founder and CEO of Newfound Media. Ooh. It's here. Oh my god, content writing. At Newfound Media, we... my mind's gone blank. We help you produce, manage and market your podcast. I've just realised there was someone else that said he wanted to be tagged, but I can't remember his name. I think it was Josh. My messages are going crazy. Oh my god, it's not letting me tag. Do 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 okay, I think that's enough. It's done the loading. It's here, it's live, it's ready, it's going, it's moving. I'm so excited. And I think it's time for me to post on Instagram and the other platforms that I have, such as Twitter, and then switch off LinkedIn because my message is going bing, 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 bing. Ah, good night vlog. It's Friday afternoon and I'm going to remember to put my website of my business down below in the description for you guys so you can go and check it out and not get left behind. The business is good. I checked the analytics to the website today from last night and I had about 60 people look at my website, which is way more than I expected. I expected about 10 people, so having 60 people was amazing. But yeah, I think it's time for me to edit. This morning I've been working on a bit of my assignment that's due on Monday. I only started it today. I'm about halfway through it. It won't take me long to do, but I'm going to edit first. And so to round off this vlog, don't forget that if you guys have any questions, you can drop them down below in the comments and I'll answer them next week on the video. And if you are enjoying this, then feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And now on to the weekly inspirational quote. I'm gonna try and read this. There's not that many words, it's quite short. Okay, before you give up, remember, people dreamed of planes. I'll read that through again. Before you give up, remember, people dreamed of planes. Can you imagine a world without planes? A world where the only thing humans can do is walk. Maybe we have a horse, maybe we see people with cars, but we don't necessarily have cars because cars were expensive back then, but they never had planes. How crazy is that? We take planes so much for granted. And just to think about someone having the idea of going through the sky from one piece of land to another within a few hours is pretty crazy. And so I assume that your goals aren't that big. And if they are, then I believe all of you can achieve that, because if someone can make planes, I mean, that's completely crazy, especially if you don't have that concept. So don't give up on your goals. Keep working hard and going for it. Over the past few days, I've had little sleep for one. I had 5 hours last night and 5 hours the night before. But I'm just getting up and I don't know what's pulling me out of bed, but something is pulling me out of bed and it's great, I love it. But don't forget, keep working hard and you can do it. At the moment I'm working 12-hour days, but I believe in all of you and I hope you have enjoyed this vlog and I'll see you all next week.